Happy Wednesday. Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel coming at you. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me. Appreciate all the support you've given this channel, especially the last 3 days has been phenomenal. It's been insane on here. But let's get in a little bit more Lady Vols news. I'm a little bit late to the party tonight. Things happen sometimes, just not able to get on record anything, but kind of looked around and tried to see what I could come across today in regards to any players or anything possibly. I seen some, that supposedly Tennessee was going to be interested in. They missed out on, but I did run across a couple of visitors that they're going to have over the next 4 days. And per Maria Cornelius, who she writes for 24/7 Sports, I've talked about her on here. She put on here that Tennessee does have, so from starting tomorrow, let's see, the 18th and 19th, they will be hosting, and I'll pull it up here. I'll share my screens. Alyssa Latham, she's a 6'2" freshman at Syracuse. She averaged, again, let me see if I can, let me share it up here just a moment. There we go. Let's see, 6'2" freshman. She's from Illinois. For Syracuse this year, she had 8.6 points per game, 7 rebounds, less than assists, and 46% from field goal range. I'm curious to see if she kind of a point shooter. Free throw shooting, 63.3. Did shoot a little bit of three-pointers, about 28.6%, but 6 out of 21. So not a lot, but she can step out and take it and, occasionally hit that as well. So it's pretty obvious with these visitors that Coach Caldwell is bringing in. She's going for size. She's going to restock the size inside. And that's, you got to have an inside game for sure. And the other visitor that you're going to have this weekend is from Miami. And I'll pull that one. Lazaria Spearman. She's 6'4". She's from Georgia. Average 6.3 points per game, 6 rebounds, a half of an assist per game. Let me get that shared out here as well with you. Here we go. 50% field goal range. And then with her stats as well, I think I saw she is this year she was 20% from 3-point range. 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10 in her career. So she's a big 10% 3-point shooter. But free throw shooting, man, her free throw percentages went way down this year. Went from almost 60% to under 45%. So, but this is a lady that has some size. It's somebody they want to bring in, again, to kind of shore up that middle as well, because they're losing Key from the team. Of course, they lost Jackson to the NBA draft as well. So they need some size inside. And so this is a couple of visitors this weekend. Like I said, according to Maria, Latham is visiting the 18th and 19th, and then Spearman will be visiting the 20th and 21st. So this new staff from Kim Caldwell, they are on it. They are on it, trying to get visitors in. It's still, I don't know if I'd say early in the portal process, but it's not far enough away. Some of your better ones, like the one that went from Olson, who went from Villanova to Iowa today. I'm not sure if they had enough time to get in on that one. I did see Tennessee was mentioned. The Lady Vols were mentioned in that one. But, get any more news along the way, as this is kind of what I've ran across for right now with the Lady Vols. And like I've told you guys, I'm pretty honest about it. I'm getting into this Lady Vols. I've not always been like men's basketball, baseball, football. I could sit here and cover it day in, day out. I could get a little bit of news and run with it. With the Lady Vols, it's taking some time, some research on it. It's going to get me becoming familiar with the players, which I'm trying to do now, becoming familiar with their process, becoming familiar with where to find information from them, because there's just not a lot out there. But, I'm going to make mistakes covering them. I'm going to, but I'm going to have fun with it as well. Definitely going to go all in on it. And the response so far, I've told you guys, has been amazing. It has been amazing. This channel, within 3 days since I've covered that, has gone up almost 300 subscribers. I'll say 250 to 300. It's a response I'd never anticipated, but it's been awesome. Feedback's been great. Um, and if anybody, the thing I like, if anybody does disagree, they're not personal about it, and that's what I want this channel to be. We can disagree on things, and it's okay. We don't have to hate one another. We don't have to call each other names or anything like that. Like I said, I've always said I'm trying to do things different with this channel. It is my show. I'm not doing it for someone else like I did in the past. I have free reins to do what I want, how I want. Right now, I'm doing that. The response seems to be great. So thank you guys. Thank you for the support. Like I said, I'll continue to try to bring any news I get on basically any of the sports right now, basketball and Lady Vols basketball as well. Not a whole lot out there on it. I've seen a little bit of rumblings about Awaka possibly coming back for the men's team, but I haven't seen anything for sure on that. Of course, I've seen Jonas Adu visit North Carolina and Baylor. Got to think pretty certain he is gone, and that's all right. That's all right. He did what he could in Knoxville. I think it was time for him to move on. Maybe it was time for both parties to go separate ways. And if Tennessee's able to get this Milicic guy from Charlotte, I don't know. He's not done it in SEC, but I like what he possibly brings to the table. But they've got to survive a Baylor visit as well. With them, Tennessee's going to have survived visits in the portal. And it's going to be the same thing with the Lady Vols as well as they get into it, as their coaching staff identifies targets, goes all in on them, and things of that nature. Of course, their coaching staff with Tubner, Lazo, both SEC experience coming in, and then Kim bringing her assistance from Marshall that she's familiar with as well. But I'm going to wrap this thing up with you. I still want to get to my post-spring series on football. It's just right now the basketball teams are going to take precedent over football because it's hot and heavy in portal season. Of course, baseball, a big series this weekend against Kentucky. I will preview that tomorrow night, and then I'll have post-game stuff this weekend. I'm going to debate. I might debate on a live show. We'll see on it. Worst case, I'll have some post-game wraps on that. But my name's Frank Rock. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday evening, great rest of the evening, a good Thursday. And last but certainly not least, go Lady Vols.
Everyone rejects me.